Yeah!
We're back.
Woo!
That's right. It is Corsair DreamLeague Season 9 here with Thomas on the bass or on the guitar. I can't really tell guitars apart, but that still has a wire attached
listen,
to it.
Thomas, can you give us a sweet rock riff on that one? Like,
Yes, please.
That's a guitar, right? That's your lead guitar.
But it's an electric guitar.
Yes, but the other one is a bass guitar because it's like boom, 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 like that. There's a difference, sheep.
So why can't you do a nice sweet riff on the bass guitar?
That's your
very
bass.
different.
Okay, completely different.
Did you play any instruments, Ted?
Nope, not that I want to talk about.
You just kind of like, you're kind of envious of them. You kind of look like, I wish I could play
I
that.
listen to a lot of music.
See, the only instrument I've ever had was got a harmonica as a child because I watched Recess.
Right.
And there was like, it was that. It's like, I want a harmonica.
Yeah, it's a great instrument.
And then I blew it once. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So no instruments. The recorder. What about the recorder?
No.
Oh, no.
Isn't that like part of like normal education?
That's like
because it is in the Netherlands, for example.
Actually, I like played the piano a bit in high school. Like I kind of like that. And then you glockenspiel and the xylophone, which is essentially the same. But it's like apparently if you know one, you can just do the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you can glock, you can xyle.
There you go. I'm surprised I even remember what they're called. It's just such weird names.
Good stuff. Yeah.
But you know.
I had to do the recorder for 1 year. And then a piano for 2 years.
Nice.
Well, the piano wasn't mandatory. I had to. Well, in my family, we had to pick an instrument after the recorder, and you did that.
Okay.
And I had the piano, and my older brother had the saxophone. Younger sister had guitar, and then my older sister, since I'm at it anyway,
why not?
She was the flute. So
Okay.
we were a whole band together.
Band.
Because I wasn't allowed the drums.
Yeah, no,
what?
I wanted to drums, and my
drums.
parents said no, so that was the end of my dream.
Would have been too late. And you know what? The funny part is, my mom actually recently purchased a set of drums.
Oh, really?
Drum set? How you say that? Drum set?
The
Yeah.
drum kit.
There you go.
That's all I wanted it for.
Yeah.
The drum. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't have one, but she... Anyway, Dota 2 is what we're here
That's where
for.
we are. Yeah.
Newbee was able to completely walk over Immortals. It was very one-sided. We were kind of expecting it to be one-sided.
Yeah.
I was hoping that maybe Immortals could put up a little bit more of a fight, you know? Even if they lose, maybe be a little bit more tempo, a little bit more oomph.
You know what it reminded me of? If you've ever had a plumber, like, come over and do a boiler installation, all right? This may be relevant because I recently had this.
All right.
It was like Newbee just turned up,
Yeah.
unpacked their tools. They said, yeah, this shouldn't be a problem at all. They got the old boiler out. They got the new one in. Pipe work all done up very nicely. They turned it on. They tested it, and it was fine first time, no issues. Didn't have to go back out to the van once. That's what that win was.
That is not the worst comparison you can come up with, because like it was essentially, you know, you let the plumber in, you open door after door for him, and that was tower after tower.
Tower after tower, the
and
boiler
it's
is in.
no contesting at all. And
yeah.
it's just like we said, didn't we? We said at the start, if Immortals win the laner phase, they got a shot at this. But like they had a really aggressive lineup, but they just every single element of this game just seemed defensive.
I think the other issue was a lot of the time that they spent doing stuff when they were already a little bit behind from the lanes was wasted time.
Yeah.
So, for instance, there was a attempted gank bot when they had Beastmaster hiding in the trees. Sand King was waiting there to reinitiate if things happened. No one died. They tried to kill Sand King top of the Witch Doctor and OD.
Yeah.
Sand King got away. And it's like, yeah, all right, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, that one kill. But the time that those heroes are spent is a complete waste. And when you're already behind, you're still up against a Jug who was crazy farmed and a DP who was really farmed. And they got AN discs and stuff. It's like, what can they do? There's nothing they can do. Yeah.
I believe, Pigeon, you have a replay version. I believe you might have two even.
It's like, it's not the most epic, but it kind of puts it in proportion. So we come to this fight, and you've just kind of like got, everyone goes to sleep here. I'm going to use my little emotes. So it's like, everyone's asleep. There we go. Everyone's asleep.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just immediately, it's just this, because you can't follow it up, right? This is completely defensive. They get a kill onto the Disruptor.
Yeah.
And then they'd have to back away. It's like, I was watching it, I was through and through. I was like, Febby is on point with these sleeps, but they just don't have the follow through. And I think, was this one?
And this is number 2?
I think this was number 2.
Yep.
Unless we.
There's a different
out.
fight
No,
altogether.
this is a different
This
fight.
is a different fight, guys.
This is a different fight. This is a different game. There we go.
No, what was the?
That was
Fnatic.
There was a DK in
Oh,
there.
that was Fnatic.
Yeah.
There
Okay,
we
this
go.
is one. This is one. And
All right. We have
Well done,
number 2
Webpass.
as well.
There we go. That's all good. And it's like, you know, you come in again. It's a fantastic location on the side. Febby comes round right here. And then just look at this. You sleep them. You've got literally no follow-up. And once again, it's just this. It's all I can think through these fights, because every single element, Newbee just handles so well, is always reactionary from the side of Immortals. And immediately you go into this afterwards. It's just the jump in. Who's losing the heroes? Once again, you use the Primal Roar. It's defensive. And like I got to give Newbee, they played it absolutely fantastically. They knew no matter how late this went, they was going to be in their favor because Immortals just didn't get what they looked for. I think.
Look, at least that roar wasn't on an illusion.
That's true. I sometimes hit creeps by accident.
It happens. Can we give what's the? This is the one.
This one?
My chat with Sam.
I have to be careful.
You can't see it. The head in hands. This one. I don't know what it's called.
Like there were no true. Like I wanted to put these originally. I was like, no, because these sleeps aren't legal.
Not like this.
No. Every time, and it was kind of a shame because I think Febby done fantastically to find those sleeps, but your gyro's playing from behind against the Juggernaut, and Jug's just going to jump in and eliminate someone straight away. And like I think what you have to give to like Newbee as you saw go on. They had their big ults, they hopped in, they got something, and then immediately backed away, and they dodged out Immortals fantastically. We saw some smokes where Immortals were going deep as the tier 2s, and they couldn't find anyone. And I think there was one fight where they just jumped on Illusion. It's like, rip.
And the Gyro Witch Doctor lane against Brewmaster, they couldn't really do too much, but Witch Doctor couldn't leave him alone either. Exactly. So then you've got a dual lane versus a tri-lane, and then that Beastmaster or the Titan lane, they just lost.
That was something I was saying, like, I was talking to some of the people, it was like, Brewmaster got 6 at level 10. Which is actually good for a brew, because that's meant to be hard to do. Like, he was only 1 level behind Beastmaster throughout that lane phase. I was like, this is not going well, because the last thing you want 10, 12 minutes in the game is a Brewmaster ready to fight.
Yeah.
And, it just, like, every exorcism, they found something. It was just tower after tower after tower, and it just felt like Immortals, their strategy was, let's dodge them, let's push, let's get some gold in return. When every time you just look right, you guys need to fight them right now, because they're just getting so much, they're getting equal gold. That's just going to eventually lead the base.
I also think the Disruptor Sand King meant that they could reset the fight. If they did get jumped, you can put down the static field. Sand King's a great reinitiator as well as initiator, so he can disrupt things and break, not disrupt, like that's Disruptor's job, he can break things up, let's say. So, and they played it well as well. So yeah, I don't feel like they had a chance, honestly.
But it wasn't, like, the trouble is, I think, for moving on to the next game, right?
Of course, yeah, let's do it. They need to.
They need to play faster, sure, but it wasn't necessarily a drafting issue.
I thought their draft was okay.
The draft was great. Like both drafts were really aggressive.
Solid. Nothing was stupid. It was fine.
I think Blitz said that Immortals can't be as greedy as they were a previous game in game number 2. We have got the draft up as well. Do you feel like their draft was particularly greedy, though, in the first game?
I think his implication was that by having the Beastmaster, you want him to have a lane pretty much to himself, right? So he's off doing Beastmaster things. You try and jump him, it's difficult because he's got the vision, he pushes well, he forces response. And I think that was what they were saying. And if you have that Beastmaster, the rest of your team needs to be able to do things without him. Because you don't want to have to just go and hang out with Beastmaster the whole time, right? I guess you kind of want him to chill. He's doing Beastmaster things. He's getting the neckbook up. He's pushing. And the other 4 guys need to go and make enough noise that everyone has to go and rotate and deal with them. So I think it is a little greedy in that response, because it's always going to be 4v5, unless you fight around the Beastmaster, in which case he's not really doing Beastmaster stuff. He needs to go and push and do that kind of thing with the neckbook and be obnoxious.
Yeah, I absolutely think you're right on that. It was just a case of, like, greed. How do you measure the greed? Like you're saying, it wasn't a case of, like, these heroes need too much farm. It's just the priority and the way they play is different. And, we did say Immortals needed to come out of that laning phase having had 1 aggression. Instead, Newbee came out just as aggressively.
Yeah. It was always going to be tough. Like an even match, if it was 50-50 in the lanes, it doesn't suit Immortals either. And
this is rough.
They need to do something, like, when you get those games where it's just constant kills and it's like, they're 8-0 up in 3 minutes. It's like, what is happening? Newbee are falling apart. Like, that's the kind of thing that they need. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to happen.
And that was the crazy part. Like, you thought they would have had the opportunities because Newbee had the big cooldowns, and Immortals were kind of more or less all low cooldowns. Right. They were always active.
Oof. Ouchie. They've already got Tusk and Tusk Tiny.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
That is pretty messy already, letting the Tusk go through. I don't know. They had priorities, though. They had to get rid of the Sand King because that Sand King created so many issues you were saying about early on.
And they took the Disruptor, obviously. So, I mean, we've seen this before when teams play against Newbee. The first time they're sort of like, let's give them the Disruptor Sand King. How bad can it be? They lose horribly to it. And they're like, all right, fuck it. We'll ban Sand King and we'll take Disruptor. And then we'll see what they do. And they're like, Tusk Tiny. Okay. Because that's pretty scary.
I wouldn't be surprised if Newbee goes from like the Devourer later in the mid. Like the Tusk is so great enabling heroes like OD. We don't see Shadow Fiend as much anymore since the changes to Shadow Rays and the Necromastery. But like Tusk is king of the mid, right? Like he enables it so much. It's so easy to get kills, and you either force your opponent to go super tanky like Death Prophet, or pick someone like Queen of Pain that can escape.
Elder Titan and Disruptor.
The classic combo.
Not a lot of lockdown in that.
Yeah, it's like, you know, level 1, you know, Disruptor's going to have the Thunder Strike, so you have no easy way to set up. L-Titan can run people down. What you need now is someone strong in lane that can stun. You know, and
I mean, the problem with Disruptor is, I think, for Immortals to pick him here, he's not a great hero on the back foot. Like, you don't just want to be playing Disruptor on the back foot. He's really good when you're on top. He's really good when you're chasing. You want to set up fights with him because it's easier to glimpse a key person back, kill them, and then the enemy team can't fight. It's harder for him, really. I mean, I guess Tiny's going to blink in, Disruptor's going to glimpse him out, but Tiny's probably just going to blow up Disruptor in his combo, right? Like, that's probably it. So I think it's difficult for them to play Disruptor from behind like that. And Elder Titan, obviously, his stomp is good, but it's not like an easy setup like Tiny. Just it sets up so much for them already.
They've got I guess they got a nice combination with Kinetic Field and the Earth Splitter, you know, a little bit of a wombo combo potential, but you do need to get to the point
and you know
where they can actually get that.
Like, that's the thing, these wombo combos, it's like, all they have to do is just avoid grouping up.
It's all about positioning a setup, so
kind of tricky.
But this is looking kind of like a repeat of Immortals' issue last game, is they've got these heroes that, you know, are going to be more reactionary because you've got no one to actually drag them all into that scenario. It's not like we're in the meta of Darkseid getting picked every game, get the vacuum set up. It's really, like, it's going to be gank oriented, I think, from Immortals again. But the problem is, as we said, Tiny's just going to cause so many issues.
Yeah, I don't really see Disruptor and Elder Titan as the gank kings as opposed to Tiny. So it's going to be very, very tough for Immortals already.
See, I think Immortals are probably going to wait to see if this Tiny is going to be off lane or not. Because if he's actually off lane, I think in this scenario, like, you pick someone like a Terrorblade. Terrorblade is really good against Tiny because obviously you've got no armor to work with. And the same issue there is, once again, we just said there's no stuns coming out, like reliable stuns for Immortals.
Is that AA ban?
Yeah.
Yeah, different one. We don't see AAs.
Please don't pick Alchemist.
Nah. It's surprising to see the Death Prophet ban and then still the AA.
Ooh, Rubik. Suddenly this Disruptor and what he brings to the fight is going to be inside.
Yeah.
Static Storm is one of the best spells at the moment still. It's just low cooldown,
it's amazing.
silence, and it's just going to work. So it kind of nullifies what Immortals maybe want to pick. They want to go something aggressive like a Queen of Pain, an Outward Devourer. Suddenly, you're going to be silenced, you're going to be dead.
So for Immortals, I think we're looking for like we're most in anticipation of Velo's hero, of Velo. He's gonna be the one to set the tempo because it's not gonna be the supports.
Yeah, it's like you look at this type of game. This is the kind of issue we said. Immortals, the supports are, I'd say, more defensively orientated. So Newbee just need to pressure as much as possible. And with a Tusk and a Rubik already, you've got pressure, you've got kill potential in your lanes.
Cores that don't need money. That's what they should look for. Tiny is one of those cores for Newbee, so they can already set a very high tempo as well.
But that's the crazy part. Like, how hard is it to shut down Tiny? Especially with the change. Like, now you've got the tree. You can easily farm, you know, you at least get a Shadow Blade by the mid-game, and then you just look for this Disruptor. He dies, Immortals. Oh, Underlord.
I like Underlord not a lot. Slow hero, as in comes online slow.
He doesn't really need to come online too much. Like, if you think about what Underlord gives you, he's ultra solid in lane, shoves their late wave under the tower. He's hard to kill. If things go wrong, he can call an Uber and get everybody out of there. So that is one thing.
I guess he just needs levels, not.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a super obnoxious. It also kind of says to them that their safe laner now, you know, it needs to be someone. If you're trying to play a right-click carry, Underlord's going to suck all your damage away. He's hard, you know, it's difficult to kill him in these fights. He just becomes this unstoppable. Once he gets like Greaves and Pipe and stuff like that, he is extremely, extremely hard to kill. And I think that is what Immortals need, is someone who can tank all of the damage.
Ooh, Monkey
oh, wow, Monkey King.
This is super aggressive from Newbee. So the Monkey King and the Tiny, we said they want to capitalize on this Tuskens for Rubik, and they're doing exactly that. And you were saying they need someone against the Underlord.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Monkey doesn't give a shit about Underlord. That's interesting.
It's like nice tankiness. That's just more lifesteal for me.
Yeah.
I think what Immortals going to do here is they're going to probably focus around, like, you look at the lineup so far, what they do very well is Roche. So they control the pit well, and they get Firestorm is like one of the most, well, not even underrated, but one of the most amazing skills for taking Roche. So I'm trying to think where they actually want to go to enable that, because we already saw the Death Prophet get banned out. And I think that would have been a classic choice for them. I don't know if we see someone less conventional. I don't think you really see TA as much, not when a Monkey King shown. It's just with TA against Tiny as well, you just die. But I think they need something that bullies hard in the mid lane on the side of Immortals.
It's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Would you go for Ryoya's hero first, or would you prioritize MPs?
I'd find out, actually. Yes, okay.
Let's go, it's MPs.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice. Like, you need to actually see more, because the thing about Newbee's lanes right now is they're really flexible. Tiny can play, you know, he can play, well, less likely to play mid, but he can play off lane or safe lane really well. And he just turns into the initiator. Monkey King, depending on what hero you put mid, is going to go, you could go mid. We see it like a lot of times when you get that kind of unconventional melee mid, or if you take something like a gyro, it's not too bad here. And actually, that's another hero still in here, Gyrocopter.
Yeah.
It's not too bad, but the thing is, once again, you're kind of squished.
I don't think Immortals take it.
Yeah.
I don't think they take it. The thing is, at the moment, they have...
tankiness.
They haven't got a delivery mechanism for Lifestealer to get him in the fight.
But Puck's banned out.
Yeah.
Queen of Pain's still there, but
Storm is there. Quap is there.
Storm's banned.
No,
just now.
Banned.
Where? Oh, yeah, he just...
yeah, like a
Storm
second ago.
anyway.
Okay.
Like, Storm could get caught out so easily and
Yeah.
the Tiny.
I mean, the thing is, they've got the Disruptor, so... I mean, it's not as bad. I think the Quap would be okay. Because if you're a Quap, you don't want to blink in into a Disruptor, because he's just going to... You know, you try and blink away, he's just going to glimpse you back into stack field. So I think they could take Quap. I think that's a nice mechanism. Her and Lifestealer is super strong. Gives them some good damage as well. And she's strong in lane. So they could go for something like Quap.
You need someone that bullies in the mid, because right now you've got Lifestealer that's going to be hard to push out a lane. You've got an Underlord that... He's usually quite hard, but this Monkey King should cause him some issues. So what you really need is your mid to come online the quickest of things.
Yeah, Immortals definitely need something.
Because Lifestealer, that's you banking later on. We were talking earlier in the other series, like Radiance is the go-to now, and it just slows you down so much.
Slow.
Well, they banned out the OD.
Did they?
Probably Queen of Pain. Like, the thing about OD is it's so great against any int carry, because you're not only limiting their damage, you're increasing your own, so it's like double worth. Alternatively, we could see, I don't know, I think Queen of Pain is the obvious option here.
So Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight.
I was going to say, I wonder if they'll just play it safe and pick something like DK, but...
They kind of lacked a tower pusher, so I guess they fixed that issue with this as well. And you get a solid disable in the hands of the Dragon Knight as well.
Yeah, they've gone for guys that are hard to kill, and so far they've got 3 that are really hard to kill.
But against the Monkey King.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult.
5 seconds remaining.
That's my worry. Is like
Newbee go for
Newbee here.
They're thinking. They obviously didn't have an instant pick ready.
Like, Gyro's still there, but that feels too... I don't know, you could capitalize with Tusk in the mid lane, so...
I think...
You could see unconventional.
They've gone for
Medusa. Okay, the Walking Fortress.
All right.
So they're like, all right, you want to play slow? We'll play slow.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, because against this lineup,
it's not even necessarily slow.
Well, that's kind of the thing about Medusa, right? She's that type of hero. Like, I always define her as she's a fortress. You can't really kill her, but you need them to fight to you. But when you've got a Monkey King and a Tiny, as well as a Tusk, you've got control. And also, if they bait in on the Medusa and you force them away with the gaze, and the Monkey King's on the back foot with an ult, where are you going to go? Like, there's no easy escape there.
Yeah, that's a nice combo.
So do you feel like Immortals have a better draft than previous game? What is important for them in the second game?
I think they've picked a pretty defensive draft.
Yeah.
Because they've tried to pick heroes that are hard to kill. They've taken Disruptor, but I don't think they're going to be playing on the front foot. I think they're going to be playing because they Lifestealing his farm and everything like that. So I think they're going to be trying to play defensively, maybe try and get some picks with Disruptor. He's just a great teamfight hero in general.
Get some pick-offs, don't get on the back foot too much.
Exactly, and I guess that's pretty much it.
I think you're going to have to watch Mugi this game, because the Monkey King is that type of hero. He gets out of control. It's ridiculous. And this lineup, he milks. So.
Yeah.
All eyes on Mugi as we head on to our second game with Capitalist and Blitz.
Thank you, Shiver. That's right. Into Game 2 we go. Immortals versus Newbee. Game 1 was a bit of a stomp. Immortals have given us a different look this time around, though. They're actually the ones with, I would say, a little bit more of an aggressive lineup. A Dragon Knight, Lifestealer. These heroes like to be able to fight. And it's Newbee who go for the last pick, Dusa.
Yeah. I'm a fan of this stuff. I think if you want to be the best team, you got to play aggressive.
Okay.
And Immortals this time is playing aggressive.
But they also have an Underlord.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I feel like most Underlord lineups, they're usually ran best when they actually have a hero they're trying to create space for. Some sort of harder carry.
30 seconds to battle.
I think it's just good in this game.
Yeah? Why?
Soaks up a lot of attention, is one of Velo's better heroes. The ult to disengage is nice against most of these heroes too.
Yeah.
Alright, let me tell you a story about like playing Chinese teams versus playing NA teams, okay? So it was like DC, we're playing Galaxy battles, and we're playing against a Newbee, and we just come from America. And anytime you go gank Newbee, there's 4 heroes there, like at all times. And it's scary. Like they're always ready to fight. And so when we go to America, when we go back to America for quals or whatever, we learned like the opposite, because we would go to gank one hero, and then nobody would be nearby.
I remember, I think it was Soxa who told me one time, he was like, being an NA is awful because you guys, you get used to like a certain kind of play style, and it's just a bad play style.
Yeah, sometimes like it's like the better teams like EG and stuff, they oftentimes do get picked off solo, but they're so efficient at farming the map that it feels like it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
But like the best teams are the ones that, like the style that's going to win you TI, I feel, is the one that in which you're going to consistently like be able to play against multiple teams, and that's to fight, right? But Immortals last game was like, they're way too guilty of that. So they have to be a little bit less greedy, be a little bit more willing to meet the speed and take the fights early on.
Well, they got the matchup I think they wanted here. Immortals do lose their Disruptor in the bottom lane, so it's going to be the Tiny matchup. Meanwhile, top lane, it's the Monkey King matched up against the Abyssal Underlord, which I believe is what they want, right? It's Monkey King is definitely a hero that punishes Underlord. I feel like any of those heroes that have some sort of add-on when it comes to damage, OD, Monkey King, Lifestealer, Slark, if that was a hero, they all do pretty well against the Underlord.
Hey, Slark is just terrible. Just the worst.
Yeah, that is actually probably the worst hero right now.
I don't know. Ricky's pretty bad. Fog played Ricky the other day, and he's like, why does my hero do 30 damage a hit? What's going on? It felt like old Mirana, he said.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You know what the reason is because backstab. That ability is kind of crazy.
Is it?
If it was on a good hero, yeah, it would be.
If it was on a good hero.
Dude, you could backstab on your own creeps.
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick. So anyway, in this mid lane, we have this Dragon Knight. He's doing okay. SCCC though, I think he's missed like 1 creep total. I think 16 is possible at this point. He's gonna have 15.
This lane's more annoying for the Dragon Knight than anything else. He's not under threat of the do stuff, but he's gonna lose his mana from the constant snake spam, and SDC is gonna have a relatively free lane.
Dragon Knight has just become like this hero that doesn't lose to anything. It's Febby in this mid lane.
But it's also a hero that doesn't really pressure too much, as you can see from Febby picking up an Invis Rune and absolutely nothing really happening with it.
Is going to buy some time though for Ryota to catch up a little bit in farm.
Yeah. They're about even in CS right now. Kaka is going to be able to go for the telekinesis onto Velo. Velo going to be ran down into the trees, trying to juke his way out of this one. Not going to be able to make it out. The problem is he's dealing with the double stun lane, right? So he can't even rely on a TP. He's always going to be telekinesis stunned, run down by the Monkey King, and then if he ever tries to TP, there's going to be that stun coming out from the Monkey King as well.
Yeah, Mugi's got the Orb of Venom too. He's like well prepped for this.
Yeah, now they're going to be able to catch Febby maybe. Stomp goes down. Oh, telekinesis just in time. Febby's going to have that canceled. They're going to go for the kill on Kaka though. Looking to be able to trade out. Kaka's pretty fast though. He picked up his early boots and now he's outrunning Febby. Spear goes down. Not quite enough to be able to catch him. Maybe Bello really wants this kill. Make sure he lands the Firestorm. He's going to be able to do so. But now underneath tower and against Mugi, who's already got the Jingu Mastery stacks up. Now he doesn't have Boundless Strike, nor does he have the mana to really be able to go for a tree dance play. So he will be able to get away, get a kill, and get out.
It's a nice rebuttal. They needed something out of that lane, and they got it. The Rubik kill is not the worst kill to get early on. Is MP going to go for a flight, but comes back down to earth.
This has got to be a lane that Dubu just plays super far back, right?
Yeah.
Because he could just get snowballed with the tiny end top. They kill him, and
the burst damage is way too much for Disruptor. That's why like putting Disruptor aggro is really odd. It's not something you see every day.
And the Tiny really likes this matchup as well because he's able to outdamage the Lifestealer when it comes to CS. You can see it right now, 21-9 compared to the 17-3 of the Lifestealers. So KP's feeling it right now. He's actually winning this lane.
When you're winning all 3 lanes in Dota, feels so nice.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what's happening right now, right? The DK Deucer trading out farm. It's kind of a win. Then you've got the Tiny beating out the Lifestealer a little bit by CS. And it's the top lane that feels the most dominant right now for Newbee, where Mugi has total control of the lane against this Underlord. At least Underlord has gotten some farm. It's 15-1. It's respectable.
So Mugi just continues to trade.
Tri-lane time. They're going to try and catch Mugi. They do go for the stun, but Kaka is there to be able to grab the telekinesis. Pull him back with a glimpse, though. Mugi going to be caught and won't be able to get off the Jingle Mastery stacks to get that lifesteal. Faith is here. Are they going to go for a kill? They're going to try for Febby, pick up the snowball. They will be able to finish off that one, but now they're in deep, fully committed. Kinetic field, holding in. Kaka goes for the healing salve, wants to be able to keep Fellow as healthy as possible because he knows this fight is going to draw out. Looking to be able to grab Kaka, telekinesis, not onto the high ground, stays on the low ground so Kaka can make his way around. Sees, but misses. The TP stun barely goes out in time. Mugi not able to grab him with the Boundless Strike.
Yeah, nice rotation by Immortals. They needed to do something about this safe lane. You're passively losing CS in all 3 lanes. Not the type of start that you want. You gotta make something happen around the map. They do move the support over. And now, you're in a better position, but this is mid lane that is a little bit troublesome for them right now. Because oftentimes when you have a Dusa, there's like a heavy Dusa counter, but I don't see anything on the side of Immortals that particularly likes playing against this Medusa. The Dragon Knight won't really late game, the Lifestealer especially won't. Neither will the Underlord.
You can't even really push towers too much. This Dragon Knight's going to have a Dusa standing in front of most of his pushes. Fellow's going to be caught here. Pit going to buy him a little bit of time here, but he's still stuck. Blocked in by the Ice Shards as well. Well played by Faith. And Newbee apparently telling Immortals, if you're going to try lane, we'll try lane too.
Yeah, they don't really need to help the Tiny out. He's had enough of a good start as is. He's got treads. Level 5. A little bit ahead of the Lifestealer, just behind the Dragon Knight when it comes to net worth overall in this game is Mugi. Gonna get opened up again.
They're gonna go for the Stomp. Febby hiding himself in the trees to make sure this time around the Stomp does land. Didn't get off the Pit of Malice, but there is gonna be a glimpse back. Managed to catch him. The Snowball was a little bit too far away to be able to grab that Monkey King, so Faith unable to save his carry, and Immortals are doing okay in this top lane now. They may not have the best CS for Velo, but they are at least killing the Monkey King a couple times.
That's the downside of Monkey King. He's such a glass cannon. It's like, yeah, he does really well in these one-on-one matchups, but when you put pressure, he folds.
Do they actually have the burst damage to kill MP who's at 1200 HP? Surely not.
Absolutely not.
So then what are they doing?
And he's got stick charges.
What's going on here? Okay, Boundless Strike. Now the combination. They don't even get off the stun. He gets off the rage. Even so,
what's the best case scenario?
There's no way that combination.
Yeah, what's the best case scenario there? The stun connects. It does another 200 health. He has like 8 wand charges now on top of that.
Yeah.
And then he just forgets that he has rage for 4.5 seconds.
And infest.
Yeah.
You know.
That is a desperation move. Like,
that is weird.
I don't.
So they wanted the Monkey King. I mean, what they really need is Mugi to be able to get some farm, right? So they put Monkey King in this lane. But immediately, Immortals are going to bring the Disruptor and Elder Titan down here. So they're going to make sure that Mugi is kept down. Unlike last game where he got total free farm as the Juggernaut, he's not going to be able to get that space to be able to get that initial amount of farm and be the space creator that Newbee were so successful with in Game 1.
And once again, they're down here.
Okay, well, that smoke kind of got spoiled. Tusk popped it on Dubu's Disruptor.
Yeah, they're trying to make the play onto this Monkey King again. They know that he's a kill. They want to just keep abusing this as much as possible. That's why they've dragged a lot of heroes down here. MP is quite strong at this point.
With Faith always hovering around, ready to run in and go for the snowball save against the Stomp.
Yeah.
Kind of hard for Immortals to find an opening here. As the creep wave pushes forward, maybe there will be an opportunity, but Mugi's going to hang out in the trees to start with.
It looks so angry when he tosses the tree, you know?
It's an angry little man. Doesn't want to let Fellow into the lane.
Hey.
Yes.
I was gonna make a joke, but I forgot. I'm sick right now. I had one. And
we're both sick right now, by the way. Just so the audience is aware. Forgive us for any mind lapses that occur.
It was so good too. Or maybe it wasn't, and I'm just delirious.
It probably wasn't, since it didn't stick around in your head very long.
This joke is gonna kill. I'm gonna go watch the Twitch VOD and see what people said about it, and it just was gone.
I can't wait to see all the lol spam in chat from my great joke.
Damn. All right. Well, anyways, 4-3 is only a 2K lead for Newbee. Much better laning phase overall.
Yeah, they're only down.
They're trying to make the mid rotation, but Moogie might just go down again as MP.
Okay, he needs to be able to get the Jingo Mastery. MP tried to walk away before the Jingo Mastery got up, but now that it's there, that looks like a combination. They're going for a Dragon Knight kill. They brought 4 heroes into the mid lane. Okay, that's something that Immortals did not expect. Now a full-on snowball. Vebby is able to stay ahead of that one. Goes for the stomp. Newbee have to back up now. They try and go back in. Have the toss ready to go. Kaka tosses him over, ready to go with the telekinesis. Doesn't have it yet, so still no stun, but a great ice shards. That's going to be able to catch Vebby and make sure that he does die here. An attempted stomp, only going to buy him a little bit of time. Goes for the TP out. Nope, another snowball to stop him. Now let's send back. Velo wants to be able to get out of here, and he will. Gets a free ride back to base. MP jumps away from the Jingo Mastery, waiting for Mookie to run out of those stacks. Mookie is forced to use it for getting a little bit of CS, and it looks like he's just going to hijack that siege wagon, run away with it. Top lane, Velo caught again. This time around, Velo does not have that get out of jail free card, but he does have a tower, as well as TPs coming in from Dubu. Dubu, though, not level 6, not really that big playmaking support that can punish an overextension like that, so they don't even try.
MP is still in the catapult.
What's he doing?
He's not CSing, that's for sure. You know how hard it is to CS with that catapult? It is nigh impossible. Like, he's still trying.
He really is.
Why'd we look away?
Why?
I need to see this right now.
All right, well, Roya is at least coming in. He's going to push in the creep wave so they can make use of this siege creep against the tier 1 tower. But this is no Enchantress. This isn't just like some free play you get to make. He is investing a lot of time for this infest. In the meanwhile, it means his allies are going to get overrun at the top lane. Yeah. Velo at least is able to make it out, but the Disruptor not as lucky.
Surely he'd be better served popping out.
Yeah, wouldn't he?
I'm sure it's fine.
He does twice the damage.
Okay, now he should pop out. No, he's still...
What is...
Okay.
Okay. I guess right. At least he gets that CS. Can they still defend top? Do they want to defend top?
Yeah, this is probably a tower that you could at least passively defend. Send like one hero up here. Velo just firestorms it up.
Well, Velo's going to run up there with his Helmet Dominator and his creep. Centaur Boy going to try and protect Velo from the dangerous Newbee and their dives. Kaka's just farming up neutrals, huh?
Yeah. And he's just going to send in his Centaur to tank force.
The problem is, Moogie can easily dive past these towers. Spots out Velo inside the trees. Good Centaur stomp to be able to slow down KP. And he does have the Dark Rift, so he's going to try and make his way out of this one. Eats into the trees, just a little bit extra, and he will manage to get out. At least I don't think the burst damage is actually there, and it's not.
So, nice escape. Yeah. I like that. I like that move a lot. Velo took that risk. It allows his team to get a little bit more space on the ground. You notice that MP at bottom, he missed a lot of CS by role-playing as the catapult, but aside from that, like, he did manage to put some pressure on that bottom tower.
So that time means it takes longer for them to take this tier 1 tower top, which may mean a successful gank on SCC's Medusa. They're gonna get on top of him. Don't let him get off that stone gaze, and it looks like they won't be able to. He does have magic wand stacks, but they've lost vision of him. No glimmer cape, no counter vision, and SCC walks away with the magic wand and the invisibility.
That is a fast glimmer cape.
That is insane. He stole the Firestorm and was farming up neutrals and got a super early glimmer cape on Kaka.
That was... I don't even know if you blame Immortals for that. Like, yeah, how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, what's the point is carrying around dust at 13 minutes in?
Against actually zero invis.
Yeah.
Like, they did not expect a 13-minute glimmer cape. It is there.
Okay, the stun. Faith is unable to get off the snowball. The stomp is there as well. And good combination of stuns, not letting him stall out that death whatsoever. And they're going to go for another tower. So I like the fact that Immortals kept up the pace here. An unsuccessful gank on the Medusa does not deter them. They go straight to mid. See if they can take a little bit more. Kaka's going to be caught here. Whoa, what did you just stumble into, Kaka? Lacked inside the Static Storm, but there is going to be that Glimmer Cape once again. The damage over time is still going to be enough to kill him, though. Dragon Knight caught. Oh, needs to be able to get out of vision. Unable to get out of that tower range in time. And now, Dubu, he's going to be next one caught. Here comes the Monkey King and gets that Boundless Strike in order to slow down the Disruptor and gain that kill. But they still got the tower. Velo actually wrapped his way around, claimed the tower bounty, and then TP'd out successfully.
It was nice. It was really well done. Immortals needed something like that to get on the map, because that's what allows your Lifestealer to get some space to do his own thing at bottom. This is a much more evenly distributed game than they had in the past. And it becomes this game because they have more playmakers than they did in the previous game. Like, Ryoyo was playing a hero like OD, I think, versus the Dragon Knight. Like, Dragon Knight is actually active on the map. He can do stuff. It's also that Velo's coming around for all these engagements with his Helmet Dom build.
Yeah, Helmet Dom is an interesting idea.
You have a lot of regen for the DK too.
That being said, it's still a 5,000 gold lead for Newbee. So it may feel like Immortals is doing more than they were in Game 1, but the net worth lead is still about the same.
And it's hard to not do more than they were in the last game.
That is true.
Gonna jump out. Where's the...
Get the vision.
Where's the
Somebody get a glimpse. Hello. Had to drop a ward for it, but they finally do catch KP. And is this one of those situations we were talking about earlier where a team is just committing so much to be able to get these kills, and that's the reason they're still down?
Yeah, that's a significant trade-off, right? You do kill a core hero, but...
Yeah, look at SCC.
He stacked himself some Ancients. He's going to grab those. He's well ahead of the pack right now. That is where a large part of the net worth differential lies. It's between him and the Rubik and everybody else.
And since there is no Dusa counter, this Medusa can actually come online pretty early with this Mask of Madness build. And he can actually fight. Protect some of those towers against Immortals' push. And if they stall out the game, well, it's just going to look worse and worse for Immortals. So they got to get something a whole lot better than these little pickoffs here and there. They got to get a good team fight under their belts if they have any prayer of beating Newbee in this game too.
What I really like about Newbee when they play heroes like Medusa, though, is they're so good at itemizing around it. For example, Kaka goes for the first item, Glimmer Cape. Then he's going to go for a Force Staff instead of something like a Blink or an Aether, because he realizes that he has to just keep his Medusa alive in a game like this.
Yeah. You don't want one of those situations where Deuce is just being beat on over and over again. Mugi sends back the Monkey. We'll be okay. Meanwhile, smoke up from Newbee. They head towards the bottom lane. Velo is going to be popped here. It looks like they're going to try and burst him down, and they will be very successful in that. That is not a very tanky Underlord.
Yeah, he needs something like a pipe. I'm not sure.
With a Helmet Dom into the Arcane Boots build, he is pretty squishy.
Yeah. He's going to be an easy kill for them whenever they want it. And now they're sending their sights onto this mid tower. It's going to take a little bit of damage, but the Medusa's more interested in farming up the Ancients.
Some nice aggressive vision going down from Newbee here. Being able to get some vision on the high ground areas. Good sentry, though, from Dubu. So they reopen that triangle of farm. Still concerning, though, that Newbee are the ones with all the aggressive vision right now, and it's Immortals who are playing a bit more defensive. Febby. KP's going to go for this kill. They actually ping him out. What's happening here? Are they baiting out the Elder Titan? This doesn't look like a good bait, as Febby may just die for nothing. They've caught the toss. Roya is going to be able to come in, and they should be able to at least trade 1-for-1 there.
This Rubik, by the way, refuses to let go of Firestorm.
Yeah, he's loving it.
Yeah. With the null field aggressive position, he's just Firestorming repeatedly into waves, clearing them out. Continues to get more and more farmed.
And it's good versus these tankier heroes, right? The Underlord especially. Percentage-based damage really cuts through him. Telekinesis gives you that guarantee that you'll get at least a couple of Firestorm hits in. Another pick off, this time onto Dubu. Actually manages to survive through that combination thanks to his infused rain chop and magic wand stacks. KP's not going to be punished for it, it seems. couldn't really get the good vision for a glimpse back. They brought MP here to be able to fight this one, and KP, he actually goes back into this one, and he should be caught as a result. Glimpse back into where he originally blinked from, and that's not a position that Immortals want to be able to take a fight with. SCC here, already out with a Stone Gaze, can't turn and fight him. In fact, MP is already taking so much physical damage, and look at Moogie, he's going to jump in, has that Primal Spring ready to go, as well as jump in with a Boundless Strike. He'll catch Dubu as well. Nice toss in from KP to secure the kill onto the support. That's 3 down from Immortals, and it looks like this is going to be just another one-sided game 2.
Ryoya, though, might go in for this. The Monkey
Nice
is pretty low. Here's
he
the
can
stun.
actually kill Moogie. There's going to be able to burst him with the flames. Can he go for more? Or at least shove him off of this tier 2? Okay.
They're pretty low. They've got to reset off of this.
Oh, don't go too far, Ryoya. Don't think that you're invulnerable here, friend. KP's going to jump in, toss him back a little bit further with the stuns. Jesus. I'm not sure what he thought, but there was no way Newbee were going to be too scared of him.
Yeah. They knew he was alone, too. The Lifestealer's still being dead.
Yeah.
They're going to commit for that every single time, and now you're going to grab a tier 1 or tier 2 tower on top of getting the kill on the Dragon Knight, who is your most farmed hero on the side of Immortals. And that has consistently been the theme, is Immortals, it never feels like they're content. They get a kill on the Monkey King, so they have to feed a kill on their Dragon Knight, and on top of that, they give up the tower. They're just not getting enough, and they're giving up a little bit too much every single time.
Do you think they sense how far behind they are? They sense that the Dusa is like getting pretty farmed, and they're just getting a little bit desperate to be able to get that extra +1 that would help turn the game around?
This Dusa is 009. When you haven't killed the Dusa at this point in the game, you know she's having a very free game.
Yeah.
Because every single time she vanishes off the map, it's just common sense that she's going to go hit some Ancients. And so she continues to expand that lead over and over again. And the Dragon Knight, who has to consistently make these rotations and has died 3 times himself, knows that he's falling behind. And so they feel like they're in a position where they have to make these kinds of moves. But that's how you pressure yourself into situations you can't back out of.
Well, Immortals feeling like they should at least be able to take a tier 2 in exchange for the one that was just taken by SCC in the top lane. Have 4 people backing up a Dragon Knight push at bottom, but, or excuse me, 3 Lifestealers at top.
Look at Kaka's farm right now. He's so happy.
Yeah.
He just continues to have Firestorm.
This is a very fun Rubik game. He's even getting an Ether Lens to go with it. Newbee, pretty content with where they're at. They're actually going to go for Roshan instead of trying to defend this tier 2. After all, there's no need for Newbee to ever take a step backwards. They're far enough ahead that they can be the ones setting the tempo of this game.
Yeah, here comes the Firestorm onto the Roche. They want their ET in position if they're going to be able to contest this.
The Stomp goes down, but they'll still easily be able to pick up that Roshan. Now, Ryoya is going to go for the push at bottom. He knows he's got a few seconds at least to be able to hit that tier 3 tower, and Dragon Knight does do a lot in those couple of 3 seconds. Dark Rift, they're going to go for a play here. See if they can actually keep the Dragon Knight out of this one. They tried to toss him far enough away, but the Underlord still collects his ally and gets him out of there. SEC is kind of alone in this middle lane, but Ryoya's low enough he can't actually go for a kill.
They want something right now.
Febby is just going to, charge in?
Yeah, Febby's frustrated.
Right.
He's pinging like crazy. He's like, guys, this guy's alone. We have to be able to do something out of this.
And they can't. SEC is big enough, and he has an Aegis, that he can stand to that kind of pressure against 3 or 4 heroes with only a Tusk to back him up.
They would connect to him so fast.
Yeah. There's no way they kill him once and then get away with it.
And now, with the Aegis, looks like they were interested in just putting some pressure here as Ryoya gonna find Kaka here.
All right, well, that's a good little support kill, I guess.
It's nice. They get 400 gold out of that.
400 because of kill streak, but it's not the same as it used to be. Moogie is gonna go. Oh no, he's gonna be able to. Oh wow!
What?
I can't believe that didn't. You saw that too, right? Like that was.
Huh.
That was definitely gonna hit the Underlord, and then he just didn't get stunned.
Not wide enough.
I guess not. All right, SEC is just like, whatever. Just backdoor tier 1. No one can stop me anyway. And that will be his Scotty. That's going to be big problems for heroes like this Lifestealer, who already is going to have issues with being kited. Now the Dragon Knight's going to be caught. Monkey King going to join his offlaner in support and getting that kill. And Newbee are just kind of all over the map right now. There's nowhere safe for Immortals to be able to farm and push out.
Yeah, this Dusa's almost got the level 20 talent on top of that. As MP's going to run into her.
You show him, MP. Well, he does have some backup. Febby's here. Goes for a stomp. Pullback is not going to be hit by that one. Stone Gaze goes down, and Immortals know, all right, the fight's over. Can't fight into a Stone Gaze.
Did force it out, though.
Yeah?
You got to be okay with the mini wins.
So does that mean Immortals should try and force something in this next minute? In fact, they're going to have something forced onto them. Really great Ice Shards blocking in Febby, but he does have the backup of his allies. The Static Storm onto Faith, and now MP trying to go for that kill, glimpse back. All this being blown just to kill one support. Now they're trying to get out with the Dark Rift, but they've already lost their Elder Titan. Fortunately, the Dark Rift goes off, and they are able to get away.
They're going to trade 1 for 1 there, and any trade when you're this far behind is going to benefit you.
Not as much as it used to because of the net worth pick-off change, where these kills are no longer based off the team net worth, but the individual. But honestly, everyone on Newbee is pretty farmed. Even Faith is sitting at 6K right next to that Underlord.
Yeah, especially when you compare it to what Dubu's got.
Yeah.
This phase of the game.
Oh! He stole Dark Rift. Isn't that nifty?
Kaka's just pretty much playing his own version of Underlord.
He really is. They head up to the top lane, see if they can surprise MP with this Monkey King Shadowblade, where they can Boundless Strike stun him, and then go for the Tiny combo. Fortunately, MP was wise to what Immortals, or excuse me, Newbee were trying to pull there.
Yeah. As Triple C, though, is way by himself right now. They should know about this.
He is mega fearless.
I think this is something you probably have to go for.
The problem is they didn't smoke for it, and there was vision down from Newbee on that high ground, so they saw that rotation. And they are not going to go for the kill.
KP invised up.
18 to 10, 17,000 gold lead. Managed to catch MP. Toss back into telekinesis. No telekinesis there. Must not have been able to spot him out. Glimmer Cape is going to try and protect KP from this turnaround, but now with the Stone Gaze, MP has no way out of this one. Needs to be able to get in fast inside that creep, but they denied him even that with the telekinesis. Velo, he's going to be stomped up. Looks like Febby is going to be able to protect Velo long enough to be able to get the TP out. Toss is actually not going to land on him. Here comes the Dragon Knight going for Kaka. Managed to get him thanks to a double damage. Looks at Faith, but realizing that the rest of the team fight is lost too badly, he needs to get out of here. 10 seconds till Shadowblade is back up, and that is about 5 seconds too long. He's going to be stunned by KP and Mugi. Brought down 4 heroes down from Immortals, all in exchange for a Rubik kill. And still no answer to the all-important SCCC Medusa.
Yeah, he's got the level 20 talent, nigh unkillable, has the Aegis, but hasn't even really needed it in a game like this. Comes around from the side, perfect position as KP with an aggressive blink forward.
I mean, he knows there's nobody alive. I could just jump in as deep as I want. If I found the Underlord, well, he's dead. I'm just going to toss him back to my allies.
But with no creeps, there's no real follow-up to this. They're going to wait for it.
Yeah, there's a decent push at bottom lane. Too bad there isn't Underlord up, honestly, or you could just go for some sort of weird Dark Rift play to bottom.
This tower's taking damage. What's your response, Immortals?
Well, it's not buying back, apparently. Toss back, Elder Titan. Now he's going to be picked off, just like his buddy, the Underlord, was. So again, Immortals are left at a numbers disadvantage.
Yeah.
Newbee have the 4, Immortals the 3, trying to defend. Going for the kill onto Mugi. Mugi's going to just pop his ultimate. Now all of the Immortals are stuck inside that ultimate, need to get out. Roya, he's going to be okay. And that Ice Shards fail to block in the Lifestealer. Still, a melee Rax down, soon to be a range Rax this one. Jump in, toss back the Dragon Knight. Now going to be able to get off that Stone Gaze. And there is going to be a Static Storm, but not a great response. Really great grab, though, from Velo. Not enough to be able to save Rio at the end of the day. Pull back, an aggressive force staff in. It looks like the Dusa, with no Aegis, they actually can get this kill. What is Newbee going to be able to do about this one? Ice Shards block, not really getting it. Now the glimpse back, still pulling in the Dusa, getting the stomp in, and Newbee give up on saving STC's life. That is a monster kill. That is a make a kill streak, 636 gold going to MP.
And that is his first death of the series. Not just this game, but of the series. As he went deathless in the last one. Like you said, a very big pickup, a lot of experience.
And they caught more.
Yeah,
Earth Splitter A Disruptor. Oh no, Kaka's here with a haste rune. He's actually going to go for the kill onto Dubu. Can't be slowed down at all. He's got a haste rune as well as a Glimmer Cape. Spots him now with the kinetic field, holding him in, but MP has to turn and fight Monkey King. Good use of the halberd though, able to stop and get that disarm out. But now he managed to get the Jingo Mastery with the Guy Shards, block him in. MP has nowhere to really run to, but Velo's here to be able to help him. The percentage-based damage is exactly what they need to be able to take out that Monkey King. Next up is going to be Faith. He has a snowball, buying himself a little bit of time. Can he actually get the punch out and get away with the Glimmer Cape? They don't have any counter vision this time around. No support. Infest. Radiance damage. Maybe it's going to be enough, but no. Here comes KP. Wipes out at least the Lifestealer. Roya, he's going to go for the kill in the back line. Managed to take out the Rubik. Velo, he's actually going to cancel his ultimate to make sure that Roya can keep on going for this one. It's going to be KP. Looking to be able to slow him down. 4 seconds till the Shadow Blade is back up, and they do not have the counter vision, so they need to be able to kill him down. Stun. Snowball save. And now they're going to have to deal with that Shadow Blade. Immortals might just have to give up on this kill. As KP gets away, Faith, he gave up his life to be able to save his core, and that is still a huge win for Immortals. They are still down 22,000 net worth, but at least they got something out of losing their racks.
They're going to finish the Crimson Guard, too. And
whoa, KP? Oh. Spotted, stunned immediately. So he tried to blink in. Roya was already going for the stun. He might be able to kill KP and still get out. Needs to kill badly, but the Shadow Blade goes down. And now Roya is just going to be kited around by that Scotty. And get the Static Storm, though, on SDC. No real damage dealers here. Centaur stun, follow up with the Elder Titan. They need so much more damage than they actually have. This is just the supporting cast of Immortals. They don't actually have a good damage dealer here. They need a Lifestealer or something to be able to take him. So SDC is just going to man up against all of these heroes. KP in the assist. Bell is going to go for the TP out and will be able to make it. But SCC, I can't believe Immortals even tried that, to be honest.
He was so low for such a long time, just continues to kite him. But you are not cutting through this Medusa.
No.
To kill him, you've got to get through Medusa first. And it was already so difficult the first time around. He had to commit to a high ground for them just to get the kill. He's got an MKB now. Now he starts the siege onto this tier 3 tower. The rest of his team coming in to back him up. KP is still low, but with 3 heroes dead on the side of Immortals, this is looking less and less likely for them to go for the defense as KP gonna take a lot of damage here.
Catch him, a little bit damage on the Tiny, but Glimmer Cape. KP is just fearless. Moogie in the back lines. He was eating through the trees, now in a good position to be able to go for a Shadow Blade kill onto Velo. Jumps into the trees, holds, jumps out. Just seeing if he could force a little something. Man, feels like Newbee are just toying with Immortals at this point. That cannot be a good feeling for this North American squad who has failed to get through so many qualifiers. It's only DreamLeague that they've really gotten through with this roster.
Yeah, they were trying to grab Faith there. No glimpse though. He's going to get a blink out successfully. Now, KP coming back to the foray with a lot more health. This time around, Ms. Moogie has a BKB completed.
31-15. Newbee currently sitting at the net worth. They won the game. One with BKB. Going to go down for the Dragonite. It's going to be a jump in from the touch. Tries to go for this kill. Holding up the Dragonite as long as possible. But a great Earth Splitter is going to be able to pull back a lot of these heroes. And a Dark Rift out. Immortals managed to dodge most of that initiation from Newbee and get out pretty cleanly.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Unfortunately for them, they did pop certain big abilities like their Dragonite Ultimate, and that's why they're going to smoke and go back in. A fast little play that just might be able to catch Newbee off guard. At least get them some sort of pick off.
Right, they're going to run into the illusions here.
Please,
be disciplined.
Nobody.
Yep.
Nobody hit that.
They were smart. And they're going to run into Roshan themselves
Okay.
here.
Couldn't find any kills, so an objective it is. Dubu's going to try and get some vision onto the high ground, but his smoke does pop, and Kaka spotted that one. He knows about the ward on the high ground, and as a result, they probably know about Roshan going down as well. Monkey King's going to get here soon, and this could be a nasty fight. He doesn't have his ultimate, and Roshan is going to die here. Aegis and Cheese, can they pick it all up and get out of here? Velo does not have the Dark Rift. Now they're stuck. Ice Shards in, stops the TP out. MP is going to be caught with a Dusa in the middle of the pit. Moogie catches the outside line, manages to get the supports. Faith stuck inside the Pit of Malice, but MP slowed down to a halt. KP jumps in, tries to go for the break onto the Dragonite. Managed to get him, forcing out the BKB. A Stomp goes down, but they need to be able to rescue this Lifestealer. Need to be able to get him out. He does have a Cheese as well as a Rage ready to go with an Infest. They need something to get him out of here. He's actually just going to try and get a kill onto KP. Glimmer Cape survives. Now the Stomp goes down, but Mookie's still had the BKB going, and he managed to catch the Disruptor again. Finishes him off with the Boundless Strike, now grabbing the Elder Titan as well. So yes, they do indeed save the Lifestealer, but at what a cost. 3 heroes end up going down from Immortals, and they're still chasing MP's Lifestealer.
Yeah, KP's invised up. He's still on the hunt right now, but MP will not turn around. Understands that he's still in danger.
Oh, he has the counter vision, so he's actually going to try and fight KP. He doesn't do a great amount of damage, but it might be enough slowly but surely to be able to get this kill with the help of the Dragon Knight. They do manage to get it, but now slowed down by Mugi. Going to be caught, telekinesis, pullback, boundless strike, a combination of stuns that don't let him any opportunity to be able to get away. And now it's going to be our Dragon Knight in serious trouble. SCC has the help of the Monkey King to be able to spot him inside of the trees. Went the wrong direction at first, but Monkey King does have that long distance, cast range, tree dance talent.
Yeah, you see their priorities right now. Newbee, not even really concerned with objectives anymore. The team that's the best at making sure they grab objectives off of kills feel they are so far ahead. Instead, go for the chase, but now it's Medusa realizes her purpose in this life and has started to hit racks once more.
Getting Roshan may be a little feels-good measure for Immortals, but it's the only good feeling they're going to be feeling for this whole entire series, it seems, as Newbee are still going to be able to take that Roshan fight, take the bottom lane of racks, and reset once again. At least the Dragon Knight's going for bottom lane. Needs to get out soon, though. Does have a BKB. Mugi, surprise pop out on him. BKB and TP out. So Roya is able to take the tier 3, but not able to get the melee racks. Now that the Monkey King is forced back, though, Immortals are going to be trying to catch somebody, but the Elder Titan out of position, and now it's Big Bad Dusa going for these kills. Dubu's not going to make it out. Fellow, if they get the vision, he's going to die as well, but lost it for a second there. The pit keeping SCC barely outside of range, and the Divine Rapier was not enough for him to be able to claim that kill, but they'll go back in. They said they don't even need the Monkey King. SCC thinks he's big and bad enough to take on all of Immortals with just his supporting crew of a Tusk, Rubik, and it looks like KP will join them soon.
He doesn't even have the Aegis. This is a get out of my game rapier.
He really is, and he's just trying to end it. Velo is going to be tossed into this one. Does have an Ethereal Blade to protect him a little bit, but the Kinetic Field is keeping him from retreating. The Earth Splitter managed to prop a lot of these heroes. Dusa is getting a little bit low, but MP can't focus on him. Instead, he wants to be able to go for some of the squishy heroes like KP. Maybe Faith instead. Can't lock onto anybody, though. The Scotty is going to start slowing down some of these heroes. Almost got the stomp off, but not fast enough. And now KP goes back in. On low HP, he doesn't really care. Wants to be able to just catch these cores so SCC can tear right through them with that Divine Rapier. And that is indeed get out of my game territory. Newbee will 2-0 Immortals.
Make it look easy.
They certainly did. And honestly, this is exactly what most people would have expected out of this series. I know Immortals said that they were happy to see they were matched up against Newbee, and maybe they felt like of the tier 1 teams, Newbee would be their best hope of being able to get an early upset, but it is still Newbee after all, a major winner.
Not a weak team whatsoever. They steamrolled through that series. Very well done by them. From the get-go, just good aggressive play overall. They made the lane adjustments. They understood that their Monkey King was getting just a little bit too abused at the top lane, so they rotated him down at bottom. This Dusa just continued to farm all throughout. Didn't die for 20 minutes. I think in like 50 minutes of game time had 0 deaths. Finally goes down that one time she gets way too over-aggressive.
So, Blitz, if I asked you like the basic strategic difference here, drafting perspective, Game 1, where we had Immortals go a little bit greedy, and then Game 2, where it's Newbee who have the better late game off of their Dusa. What's the biggest difference between those two kind of like late game drafts?
Is that they were able to protect their Dusa, and in these drafts, it feels like there's just not enough heroes that do anything. Like they have a DK and a Disruptor, but Elder Titan didn't really feel like he had a place in either of these games.
Yeah.
Neither did Velo. They pick him Pit Lord. He got some escapes off, but he wasn't able to even defend any of the tier 1 towers or the tier 2s really. And this is what this hero is made for. So we just put them in an awkward position in game number 2.
All right, we'll see what the test has to say about this game 2, because it was one hell of a series, gentlemen. And Shiver, 2-0.
Yeah.
Seems pretty straightforward for Newbee.
I mean, we said it before, right? If your seeding is going to be good for a tournament, then the first round of matches is going to be one-sided.
That is absolutely true.
That's what we said, and it's just the way. Unfortunately, the cookie crumbles. But we already knew that Immortals was not. It was a little bit outclassed here, and I think that them being here, the most important thing is for them to learn from their experience and then take that, because you can't really expect them to still make it to the top 8 for DPC, for example. So the reason they need to do well is to practice for the qualifiers.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
And I think playing against a team like Newbee, they can go back and look at these replays and have a really good look at them. For me, what stood out for Newbee in both games was their ability to move as a pack through their own territory, enemy territory, and they're hoovering up farm, they're hoovering up kills. If there's one, there's 5. Like, you feel like every time they try and jump someone, it feels bad. And I think if you look at the way Immortals ganked and tried to get kills, they always seem to go in pairs and try and just get a quick pick-off. And unfortunately, it's very difficult to do that when Newbee are sticking together as much as they are, because you jump one guy and there's 4 guys there, or there's 5 guys there. So it's very difficult to get pick-offs. And it also feels to me like one thing that Newbee do really well is if they give up a kill, they always seem to be able to respond and get 1 or 2 or even 3 in response and get something out of it. If you just get a pick and you don't get anything more out of it, I don't think it's worth it. Newbee understand how to continue, get that pressure, not just get a pick, but move on from there.
Yeah, Pigeon, I think you have a clip for us as well to basically highlight what Ted said.
Kind of like, it emphasized how this game went, right? So we kind of have these engagements where you come in, it's looking good, it's like, okay, we get the kill on the Febby, that's good. Nope, we're actually going to turn on the task. So great, if you can pick up the task because it's such a control factor. But Kaka, I've got to give the man credit. Like, this man was on fire this game. He's everywhere he needed to be. Quick glimmer cape was so impactful. And you just watch MP, it's like, this is the point where like, oh, we can take this fight. And this continued for like some time. We can actually skip forward because the point I was trying to emphasize here is these were very long fights and it felt like Immortal, they're finally trading well. But then Medusa shows up. This was kind of a recurring theme. Whenever Medusa show up, he had such a huge lead in terms of net worth over his closest competitor. I think it was like 4,000 or 5,000 extra net worth at this point. And it just kind of like kept going one by one. And this is the point where it's like MP just kited, they come in, they get the kill. And Velo, like most of the time, he get his team out in one piece. But I think this is, they clear out and then it comes back later once again. Medusa's just there. And I think this exact spot, that was exactly where the second fight went down. And then there was another one later on where you had the exact same case. It just kept turning into this kind of bloodbath. It's like what we've been waiting for all game. But it's kind of like the comparison. I think what really stood out here is that Newbee put a lot of emphasis on shutting down, on just allowing their opponents to shut down Monkey King. And then just went, okay, we've got Medusa. She's going to free farm.
You got a backup.
Exactly, and that was fantastic. Like we were saying at the start, saying the one to watch is Mugi. And Immortals felt the same way, I think. They put so much emphasis on it, but you just free up the other lanes. And I really feel like it wasn't definitive from the draft, but I do feel like Immortals maybe got caught out by that Monkey King.
All right, I think also a player that made a lot of waves for Newbee was KP, and his Tiny. And would you have it? We have actually got KP right here with us, so I think he's behind the door.
Let's give me through.
Who's at the door?
Who is at the door?
It's KB.
Hey!
Come join us.
Congratulations, KP. Come sit and have a chat because I think
you're talking to that. There you go.
This matchup, you were kind of favored already from the get-go, but you were playing against some ex-teammates, so I want to know, did it feel extra good to beat them?
Yeah, it always feels good to beat Febby. Yeah, actually, it's pretty easy. Yeah.
Oh man, not the Febby flames. There was a moment in that game where you stole a kill by throwing a tree, and then you tried to do it again a second time, and you missed, and the tree just kind of disappeared, and you said sorry. Were you guys just relaxed at that point? You just thought the game is won, we'll just have a bit of fun, or?
Not really. I generally spam like the chat wheel a lot.
Okay.
So we do that like well, I do that regardless if we're like winning or losing. I still do it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And then there was another moment where you were actually very low health, and it was bottom lane. It was towards the end, and you saw a full HP Dragon Knight, and you're like, "Got him!
Yeah.
I will go." Why did you think you could do that? I mean, you could obviously, but what was going through your head at that point?
At that point, it was just DK alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then support came later, but the Medusa actually told me that he's coming, so I was just like kind of like waiting on the edge. Like I didn't expect him like to see me because I was behind the trees, and then like he surprised me, and then I surprised him by blinking, and then he surprised me again by stunning me. But luckily I didn't die, so we turned that fight around kind of. So yeah, that was just like lots of surprises, I guess.
Yeah.
You guys always seem to move as a group. Like it always seems like if they bump into one of you, you're all there. And when you guys go in ward and stuff, you do it as a pack. Like that's very much part of your playstyle, it seems to me, is that you guys are always within touching distance of each other, so that if they do jump someone, you're there to respond. Yeah. How important do you think that is to the way you play?
I think for us, it's really important. I think it's a Chinese Dota type of thing. Whereas like I'd say like Secret Liquid, they wouldn't stick together as much. They use the map better. So I don't know. It's just like a preference thing. I think different styles.
Like, I know it's a lot, like you were kind of like baiting in the mid game a lot, because it was like, I think my favorite part was that triple avalanche mid, just kind of drew them into the fight. Do you feel like a big part of the style you keep snowball through this year, like Dragon Knight, was your Rubik, just with the amp damage? Do you think that gave you the combo to just break through anything in that team?
it had some factor, but I don't think it's too much of a factor. Like just the passive from the Rubik. I think just in general we had a lot of damage on our team. So yeah.
So our next matchup is Empire versus the Secret, which is obviously going to be Secret favorite. Do you feel like Empire has a chance? Did you get a chance to scrim them, for example, when you were on this side of the world?
We didn't scrim either of them.
Okay.
But I think Empire does have a chance. I think Secret haven't been as dominant as before, obviously. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure. Yeah.
If you were to give an MVP vote to any one of your team, who would you give it to?
From this series?
Yeah, from your team.
Apart from yourself.
Or apart from yourself.
Obviously. I wouldn't say myself anyway. I don't know. I think we all played well. Let's see. Let's just...
Moogie. You think he
Alright,
can
fine. Yeah. We'll give it to Moogie.
Okay, Moogie, yeah.
Because we actually have an MVP vote that the Twitch chat does. And I believe we have the results of that as well.
Ooh.
See what they said during
Cross
this
the fingers.
game.
Oh, hello. Really?
Oh, Villa.
Vela got it. Okay.
This is looking like an interesting...
Yeah, you came second in your team, though, KP. You should be...
Yeah,
that's pretty
nice.
Yeah.
3%.
Yeah.
I'm happy. 3%.
Yeah.
Nice. No one voted for Febby?
That's crazy. Like I was saying in the first game, he got so many good sleeps, but it was like they couldn't follow up at all. It just felt like their lineup couldn't break into you. And yeah.
Yeah, what do you feel Immortals flaws was here? Because I mean, obviously you kind of outclassed them, just in general.
Well, I think I shouldn't really say because I don't want to help him, but I think
Fair enough.
I think how do I? I think it's just play style. Like they have to change some things. I think. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You make it through to the upper bracket. We're going to continue here. So thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow, I think.
Thank you.
All right. You're going to have some play-out music here from Thomas.
I'll have the microphone. You got to walk off.
Yeah.
Off you go, buddy. Peace.
Bye-bye. Thank you. And for us, we can take a look at the schedule and see what happens next. As we have had 2 series. We still have to have 2 series after this. And we are going to continue with Empire versus Team Secret. And then later on today, you're still Liquid versus Pain. 2 series to go and 2 series done. We're halfway through the day. Tim.
We are. We are
Going
halfway through.
Pretty well.
Yeah, I think...
Oh.